Hey y'all, it's Meredith. Today I am going to show you my no-fail 10-minute or less makeup routine that I love to use in the summer. So I live in Texas and it's hot. And I know people say, well, it's a dry heat. It can't be that bad. It's not dry. Hot is hot. I promise you, if it's under 100 degrees, over 100 degrees, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it and you're not going to care if it's dry. So I've had to get very good at finding a makeup routine that allows me to have some makeup on, especially if I'm overtired and just want to kind of spruce myself up, but that isn't going to melt off my face within the first hour. So these are the products that I found that really work for me. So let's get started. So the first thing you always want to do when putting on makeup is prep your face. I'm going to link in the description all the different products I use to prep my face, but most of them are either Colleen Rothschild or Biossance. And you want to make sure that your face, which is your canvas, is prepped. It's clean, it's ready for makeup. The one thing I always put on first though is Biossance's Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. I love this stuff. It goes on your face and it's not oily. It's also non-toxic. It has all natural ingredients, so you can feel good about putting it on. And sunscreen, no matter where you live, is the most important thing you can put on your face. You need it. The next thing I use is Laura Mercier's Tinted Moisturizer, oil-free. So the reason I love this stuff is because I'm not putting on a lot of eye makeup when I do a daily makeup routine. Like, who do I need to impress? So this stuff is perfect because it's lightweight. It gives you coverage without feeling cakey. And especially if it's summer and it's hot, you don't want all that stuff melting off your face. And this stuff really stays in place. So I go ahead and just put just a little on my finger. That's what I love about this stuff is you don't need a bunch of brushes. And, sometimes I'm running after kids and I'm doing all this other stuff while I'm trying to do my makeup. So I just spread it all on my face. Don't forget to go down your neck a bit. You want to blend in. There's nothing worse than having that line of demarcation. So again, it smooths everything over and gets rid of anything, but it's not too heavy and it's not cakey and it's moisturizing. So that's why I really love it. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to deal with this guy right here. It's so fun becoming an adult because you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have to worry about pimples anymore. Surprise, hormones never stop. The next thing I use is Tarte Shape Tape. And I use this concealer under my eyes because I'm gonna tell you a secret. Ain't nothing getting rid of these bags. I look like a very, very tired, overworked World War II Nona or something at all times. It doesn't matter how much I sleep. I always have bags under my eyes. And this stuff has been the best for covering them up, but not getting stuck in my lines that are coming in under my eyes. So this stuff really stays in place. So all I do is I take it and I just kind of dab it under. You see, I don't really go, you don't need to go like right up to your eye line. You want to pull it a little lower. And this is one of the reasons too, I don't focus a lot of my tinted moisturizer under here because I don't want too much product. I don't want it to be heavy. This is a really good look. I look like a sad clown. The next thing I use is this beauty blender. I love these things because they're cheap, but all you do is do these quick little tapping motions and you bring the concealer out because you want to blend it all in with your face. And that's why you don't want to do it right under your eye. You want to bring it down so that way you can really blend. And sometimes I'll also just quickly pull some of it on top of my eyelids. This is especially important if you're going to put on eyeshadow. You really want to have some concealer on your eyelids because it gets rid of if you have like any veins. And it also just gives you a nice smooth canvas to work off of because your eyelids get oily just like anything else and it's helpful to cover them up. So there you go. Again, it definitely brightens. Nothing is ever going to completely get rid of my bags and the dark circles, but it looks better. It's an improvement. We're going to deal with this little zit right now. Again, I'm just going to use the Shape Tape. I just put a little bit. You want to use your ring finger because this finger you don't use as much, so it's not as strong as like your pointer finger. So when you use this, you're not going to completely rub it away because your ring finger just isn't as strong. I learned that at the Clinique beauty counter when I was in 6th grade, learning how to do makeup. because my mom decided that if I wanted to wear makeup, I was going to learn how to do it right. And honestly, I appreciate that. So now that we've done that, we are going to move to mascara. So this is Il Makiage mascara. I usually use a different brand. Of course, now I can't think of it because I've been out for a while and I've been too lazy to reorder, but I will look it up and I will put it in the description. So with mascara, especially in the summer, you really want to find a waterproof one and one that's not going to be too clumpy. So again, I just work my way down. I kind of shimmy. I don't know if I just shimmy the brush and pull it to the ends of my lashes. You never want to forget this corner right here. This can really elongate your lashes and make them look fuller. A good trick too, if your hand's really shaky, is to go ahead and either place it, that was really extreme. You either want to place it on a countertop or you can actually hold your elbow while you do it. This also works for doing your eyebrows or doing eyeliner, anything like that. The next thing I do is my eyebrows. So I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is my all-time favorite product. I actually did a video recently about how I use this and how I do my brows, so I will link to that as well. The big takeaway is that your eyebrows are cousins. They are not sisters. They are not twins. They aren't going to look exactly alike, and that's okay. I also start my eyebrows a fourth of the way in and work my way down. Then I go ahead and do the front. The baby's crying. Hold on. Okay, eyebrows are done and baby's been dealt with. So the next thing I do is I move on to some bronzer. So kind of depending on how tan you get in the summer and what you want to do, bronzer is something you can skip or something you can do. I really love this brush by It Cosmetics. I've had it forever. And what really sold me on it is you can do a lot of things with just this brush. I typically use the heel of the brush for bronzer because you can get it a little more packed on and really work it into the areas that you want to chisel, I guess. I typically use the middle for blush, but I don't really wear blush on a daily basis. It's just not my thing. And then you can also use the brush all over just lightly for powder when you're done. So I really like this brush because it's multi-purpose, it does a lot of things, and it's lasts me forever. I go ahead and I take my bronzer. This is just Milani bronzer, drugstore bronzer, but it gets the job done. So again, I just get the heel of the brush and I start right at that indent, right there. I go ahead and I work my way down. And see, that's the thing. Even if you feel like, oh, my concealer looks a little too caked on, you're going to go ahead and blend everything in. And even if you feel that way about your bronzer's too caked on or, looks too severe, you're going to blend it all in. I also go ahead and get the side of my nose. You want to get a little up here by your forehead. You also want to get right here, create a little more jawline. I am not someone that has a prominent jawline. I just don't. I have like the profile of like a toddler. I just got a little round face. So I got to build a little bit more of a jawline here. The next thing I use is a highlighter. You can get a highlighter from anywhere. I've used drugstore highlighters I like. I'm currently using an Il Makiage highlighter it's been out of stock forever. So I'll link to some other ones below. I like to use this carroty brush. It's just a little round brush. You can also just use your finger though, to be honest. I've done that before too. And I just go ahead, swirl some, and I go ahead and I get right here. I want to really highlight right at like the corner, like right under my eye. So I just go ahead and I get right here and it looks so pretty in the sunlight because it just hits and you're like, ah, trust me. So I go ahead and get that. And then I don't put a lot of extra stuff on, but I go ahead and get the tip of my nose, kind of pat a little bit around here, pat a little bit around here. And I hold the brush a little farther away because I don't want it to go on super, super strong. So I don't want to hold it like I'm holding a pencil. I want a little bit of bounce just so I can kind of lightly brush it on. And again, you can totally use your fingers. Sometimes what I'll do too, if I want to get like a little highlight, kind of pump up the brows, I'll take my ring finger, put a little bit on, and I'll just go ahead and dab some up here. That's if I have time, if the kids aren't tugging at me and I have a couple extra minutes, I might do a little extra. And so to finish it up, I will either go ahead and use my It Cosmetic brush again, and I'll use like a loose powder, translucent powder, put it all on my face. Either way, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the whole brush just to kind of blend everything in, because, you know, I don't want everything standing out and looking like I forgot a step. That would be bad. Just kind of run this over. And typically I have a translucent powder that I use, but don't have that on me right now. And then to finish, if you have used the translucent powder, you can call it a day, or you can use a setting spray. So I like to use Urban Decay's All-Nighter, because even though I'm not pulling all-nighters, oftentimes with kids, I look like I've pulled an all-nighter. So this really helps keep everything in place. So you just hold it like 6 to 8 inches away from your face. You just spray on your face, and this helps settle the makeup, because especially when you are living in the South or just really anywhere in the summer, you're gonna sweat, makeup's gonna move. This kind of helps keep everything in place. So again, this is my makeup routine. If I'm not talking to a camera and stopping and starting to deal with a baby and everything else that comes up, this takes less than 10 minutes. It's really not a lot. I keep the products very simple. I keep the brushes very simple because I also use this for travel. That's my 10-minute makeup routine. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out the description below so you can get links to all the products. I'll also link to other products that I like to use. And also I will link to the eyebrow video so you can see how I do that. Until next time.